Hello and welcome to a random video. Today we're gonna talk about Breakpoint because yes, Breakpoint is coming up in like 4 days or so. And it's gonna be a wild ride. And I just want to give you some tips, some Breakpoint tips. I've been there last year, haven't been there the year before. So the first ever Breakpoint I missed it because I had to work. Back in the days when I had a real job. A real job? Yeah, a real job. I remember I was sitting at work watching the Breakpoint live streams, but it just really doesn't compare to being there live. So I'm really looking forward to traveling to Amsterdam and attending Breakpoint 2023. Now personally the most important thing is gonna be not being sick. I've been sick for the past week essentially, but I've been at the doctor today and she assured me that I'm not infectious. And then I got myself a bunch of meds just to quickly get rid of my symptoms because I want to be fit for Breakpoint. Yeah, I've been to the doctor, she's like, yeah, we gotta get rid of that and then you'll be able to fly. And I'm like, great. Should I put something like super distracting here in the background instead of this green screen? Maybe I will, maybe I won't, we'll see. Oh, homemade chai latte is the best chai latte. In preparation for Breakpoint, I've also been at the hairdresser today. Because I read on Twitter, to feel confident, you gotta look good. So go to the hairdresser to feel more confident for your Breakpoint presentation was one of the tips. And I was like, great idea, I should go to the hairdresser just to look good for all the pictures that we're gonna take there. And every time I go to the hairdresser, I feel like I'm getting a year older by the amount of hair that I'm missing. Cause like, what? That's not Breakpoint related. So yes, here's the main problem with Breakpoint. There are just so many things happening all at the same time. So it really is important that you set priorities. Cause the thing is, the FOMO is real, not just for people missing Breakpoint, but even me going to Breakpoint, I have like huge levels of FOMO because even when I'm in Amsterdam, I'm gonna miss so much. And that's just normal, you can't be everywhere at the same time because things happen simultaneously. Oh. So yeah, it's gonna be a great exercise for setting priorities. Gotta be clear about your own priorities, what you want to achieve, what you want to get out of Breakpoint, and then act accordingly and go to the events accordingly. For me, for instance, ever since I've seen or heard about the Kleno parties in Paris and in New York, I was like, damn, next party I'm gonna join. And so basically my top priority in terms of side events is the Klenosaurus X Tensorians party, which is probably gonna be the biggest side event there, at least the biggest one that I know about. More than 1,000 attendees, this is gonna be a show. And they're gonna release a new trailer and they're gonna do all sorts of things. I hope there will be those nice little sticker packs again. Because I've been at Breakpoint last year, but I didn't know about Klenos. And there they just handed out those things that have then become the dactyls, the sky chickens, which are now worth so much. Damn, why did I miss that last year? I don't know, because I wasn't aware of all the things happening. And they weren't that big back then. So is the same thing gonna happen this year? Obviously not. They're bigger. They're not gonna throw out a new collection or anything. And I mean, that's also not what I expect and not what I'm going there for. But I kind of want to get that Kleno experience. I even attend the Kleno hotel for one night, but just so I have a fixed ticket for the party. That's why I stay in the hotel for a night and yeah, get access to the VIP meetup and then that party. And I will go to that party definitely, but I don't even know if I'm gonna go to the VIP meetup that is just for hotel guests on the first night to meet the Klenosaurus team, which I totally want. But at the same time, on the same evening, there's also the Solana team meeting with all of the people from Solana Labs and Foundation. And I'm like, well, if I could get in there, which I don't know yet, but working on it, probably I would go there, especially because that's a dinner and we know Solana and their dinners, and that's usually always good and great food. If the Solana Events team organizes something, then you can expect that that's gonna be. Anyhow, yeah, there are just too many things and you gotta set priorities. And for me, the priority, I mean, I gotta be clear to why I go there. And I think I go there primarily for work reasons, right? I'm not just going there to enjoy myself, even though I will enjoy myself, provided I'm not sick. And I will have a good time in any case, but my focus is work. What can I do to be set for the next year of work? And I have my contract with Solana Foundation, so I don't think I need to do like finding a job kind of a thing. But what I do want to do is figuring out what are the new trends, what's gonna be interesting in the next year, because I then want to make videos about that stuff early. So I want to talk to as many Solana devs as possible and see what's happening and, you know, just be set for my actual job, which is a content creator for Solana Foundation. That's my #1 priority, and that's why I would prioritize the Solana event over the Klano event, even though I would really like to meet the Klano team and hang out with them. But that's just not my industry. That's interesting what they do, and I want to support it, and I find it super cool, and that's the project that I'm invested the most in, or at least that I spent the most money on. I have 3 Klanos. It's not an investment, I know, but I just find it cool. In terms of NFT projects, they're probably my #1. The second would be Monkey DAO, because I have a monkey now. Last year when I left Breakpoint, I said in my conclusion video, I want to have a monkey because they throw great parties. Problem with the monkey party is, it's at the same freaking night as the Klano party. And I said on Twitter, please don't do it on the same day, but do they do it on the same day? Yes, they do it at the same day. I mean, there are only so many days, right? And the next one is then Halloween, so I'm assuming on that day clubs and stuff are gonna be more expensive, so that's why nobody is doing their side events then, except for Magic Eden, but I'm certainly not gonna get on their yacht. I mean, I'm not that famous. And besides, whatever. Crypto parties are fun and cool, but really, mainly I go to parties for the food and the people. So there's a question, what kind of people do I want to meet? I have a ticket for the Mad Lads party. I think I do. And I'm not even sure if I'll actually go there. I have the idea that it's gonna be similar to a D-Gods party with like a bunch of dudes just doing drinking, getting drunk and doing weird stuff, which is not something that I want to get involved with. But then at the same time, I can't judge before I've actually seen it. So if I don't find anything better to do that night, I will go there. Also, provided I'm not freaking sick. If I party every day and don't sleep, I might get sick again. Mad Lads party, I might go there. And then of course, in the very end, there's gonna be the big party. That is actually part of Breakpoint. I think on the last day, they will throw their own party, which is also, of course, where I want to be. Because last year Breakpoint, I also had to leave. Wait, last year I still worked? Yeah, because I still worked. And I had to leave to go back for work. Man, so I missed the big party on the last day. Not gonna happen this year, don't you worry. This year I'll experience the whole of Breakpoint. Except, will I really? No, because there's so much to experience that I can't experience everything. Which slowly brings us to tips and recommendations. See, here's the thing. Breakpoint talks are gonna be streamed. I mean, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it was the case last year. So I'm assuming that it's gonna be the same this year, that all of the talks are gonna be recorded and live streamed. So the live stream is not so important. If you're there, you probably wanna see it live at the location and not on the computer. The live stream is interesting for everybody at home, but then they're also gonna release all of those things as recordings afterwards. So even if you miss a Breakpoint talk, you can still watch it later. And that's pretty much what I did last year. I almost didn't go to any talks. Like maybe 2 or 3 talks that I actually watched the entire thing. And those were the ones that were super interesting for me, like the Token 2022 one, the one on compression, because those were the interesting topics. I think I didn't even watch the Fire Dancer one. I just heard about it then. Wow, the demo, that was amazing. I've been in the room and I've seen a bit of it, but I was walking around and stuff. And that's also gonna be my strategy this year. I'm gonna prioritize the IRL connections over the talks. The talks are interesting if you want to ask questions. If that's a topic that is really interesting for you and you want to get to know the people behind it or the people who developed this and you have questions about that, or you just want to learn more about that and then interact with those people, then it's a great idea to watch those talks live. Because then you can either ask a question in the talk if the speaker allows for questions at the end, or later go up to them and talk with them about it. I'm pretty sure that speakers are going to be happy if people come to them and ask questions and are genuinely interested in the topic that they presented. So yeah, that's the main reason why you want to do this. And that's the main reason why I would watch actual talks, is if the topic is so interesting for me that I do want to be able to ask the team questions. If I'm just interested in the talk, like what are they talking about, then I'm like, well, I could also just watch that some later time when I'm back home and not so many things are happening at the same time. Because while at Breakpoint I really want to optimize on, doing as much as possible, and just sitting there listening to talks is not how I get the most value out of it, I think. Because again, listening to talks, I can do that at home in 1.5 times the speed, which is how I like to watch talks. Because my brain is just like, give me more information, give me quicker information. That's just how I roll. But anyway, if you want me to recommend a talk to you, I haven't actually looked at the talks yet. Like, is there even a published list yet? Do we already know the agenda? The only thing that I do know is that on November 1st at 5 p.m, this guy is gonna hold a talk on content creation and tips for creating great content. This is gonna be a fun one because I literally have not prepared it well at all. I did my slides and then I tried it once and now I'm like, good enough. I might still practice that, or I completely improvise when I'm on stage. We'll see. Yeah, so I'm gonna have a 10-minute talk. It's not gonna be it's just gonna be a quick, just so I can say I've been on stage. Yeah. And then on the last day, I actually MC the developer stage as well, which is a bit unfortunate because the last day is always the one where I'm like, those are the things that I still want to do. And then basically the entire afternoon I'll be there at the stage and emceeing, so I will be bound there. But that means for you, if you want to find me, then you know where I'll be for sure. November 3rd in the afternoon at the dev stage. I think yada yada it's called. So those are then my top priorities. Obviously top priority holding my own Breakpoint talk and emceeing. I mean, that's the things that I really go there for. That's why I even got a free ticket as a speaker. I bought my developer ticket before, which was also just $200, and I was like, yeah, that's cheap, let's go. And then I even got that refunded and got a free ticket and a +1, just because I'm a speaker. Yeah, and should be interesting, just so I can say I've spoken at Breakpoint. But yeah, again, the talk is probably gonna be recorded, and if you have more important things to do, you don't need to come to my talk, right? I don't make it important for myself. I want you to get out the most out of Breakpoint. And that might mean networking and talking to people. Because the more people you know, the easier your life as a dev or as a person will be, because then you'll know the people you can ask. If I wouldn't have gone to events and stuff, I would have probably not gotten the job that I have right now. I remember last year talking to Jacob that DevRel would actually be my dream job. And here I am working as a DevRel. External, but that's actually even better, because I'm still my own boss. Plus, I get all the benefits of being a DevRel and none of the limitations, which is amazing. I love it. Dream job. I landed my dream job. Just saying. So yeah, if you want to land your dream job, think about what it is and talk to the right people. Chances are those right people are going to be at Breakpoint, provided that you want that job in the Solana ecosystem, which I assume you do. Otherwise, why do you watch that video, right? So yeah, don't underestimate networking. And networking can just be talking to people and having fun. You don't even need to talk business or something. You can just have fun, and then later you figure out, oh, that person that you already connected with earlier is actually that guy. And then you already have that connection established. You're like, I know them. Oh, I can talk to them about that then. Yeah, I want to talk to as many people as possible. I hope that my throat will agree with that strategy. For now, it still does not like me talking so much, especially not that loud. But in terms of networking and connecting, another great tip is to get your Telegram handle on your phone lock screen. Now I have it here. Whenever I open my phone, it's directly here. I mean, the Time is a bit annoying still, but if I unlock it, then it's got the QR code here directly, so I don't need to always go to Telegram, and then this is gonna be quicker. Or if you have a business card or a nice NFC business card, although I don't like them. I don't like that NFC stuff. I actually prefer QR codes, because with the Saga it's always, where is that sensor? Right? And then I first need to turn NFC on. So yeah, if you can do fun stuff like having QR codes for distributing CNFTs, which I totally can, then you can also use those QR codes, print them, put them at the back of your phone, or have them digital in your phone, you know, but have them accessible quickly, because you're gonna show that to a lot of people, and you don't want to always have to do 10 clicks to get there. Yeah. So to recap, QR codes for quick connection. Set the right priorities. I mean, here's the thing about Amsterdam. It's a beautiful city. I love it. I've been there like 4 or 5 times. And it's really nice with the canals. But it also means that getting from A to B is not as easy as it is in other bigger cities, because of all of those canals and stuff. And there's the bigger river, and then Breakpoint is gonna be on the other side of it. So, I mean, you can Uber somewhere. So it's not gonna be easy to quickly Uber somewhere. You can Uber somewhere, but not quickly, is what I'm saying. You need to go around and or take a boat and whatever, right? So I don't actually know. I mean, I don't live in Amsterdam. I don't know how quickly that works. There is transportation provided by Breakpoint as well, like shuttles go through Central, but I don't know how quickly it is to get around. So I don't think it is feasible to go to several events every day. I mean, I want to. There's the MEV conference that's front-running Breakpoint. There's the Network State conference. Both of those are at the location of Breakpoint the days before. Then of course there's Breakpoint, and then all those side events, but they're like all somewhere. And like, can I quickly go to the MEV camp and then go to the hotel, and because I'm gonna switch hotels like 3 times as well, it's just all gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a lot of just walking around or like Ubering around. I don't know if the Ubers are quicker than public transport, probably are. I'm gonna allow myself to afford Ubers, because the more time I spend on public transport, the more time I lose at something else. So I'm gonna optimize for time, not for money spent. So yeah, coordinate with friends is probably a good one. People who want to go to the same events, Uber with them. It's much more efficient. Yeah. We'll see how all of this turns out. We'll see how many events I can actually attend. And really, it doesn't matter that much. Just said you need to set priorities. But really, even if you don't get it perfect, perfect is the enemy of the good. Even if you don't go to the perfect events, or all of the events that you wanted to go to, you'll still have a good time, and you'll still meet a lot of amazing people. Even if you just go to Breakpoint. Or even if you just go to Amsterdam for the side events. I know people who do that. They don't have a Breakpoint ticket, but they go to Amsterdam for side events. And you can have basically all day entertainment at side events without ever going to Breakpoint. There's so much stuff happening, it's crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna miss out on a lot of things. But you know, wherever I am, I'm gonna talk to people and have a good time. Because that's what it's all about. It's cool that it's all on one campus, at least the Breakpoint stuff. So at least there I can walk between the stages. Last year I lost a lot of time just, you know, traveling between stages. And if you want to find a person, then you need to coordinate with them. Hey, which location are you at? And then you go there and then they're like, oh, I'm now at this one. So yeah. That's gonna be way better this year, I hope. In the end, I can only make a real plan of what I'm gonna do in the moment when I'm there, when I see where all the things are and when I know how long it takes to go from A to B and stuff. So I don't wanna plan anything up front. I know which are the important events for me. Obviously, I wanna be at Breakpoint. I wanna be able to do my talk, do the emceeing, and see some of the really interesting talks from the Solana devs and chat with them. And then the rest is just pure entertainment. Entertainment and finding good food, which, as I know Breakpoint, there will be plenty of food. And then also at the side events and everything. I mean, that's why I love the monkey event. They will have amazing food and just a great location as well. But unfortunately, it's at the same day as the Kleno, and I already committed to going to the Kleno event. So, sorry monkeys. We'll meet some other time, some other place. I can't be everywhere, that's the problem. But last year it worked quite well. I literally went there for Breakpoint and I didn't know anything about side events, and then was talking to people and somehow I ended up at side events. I went to the Monkey DAO side event, and I didn't even know it was the Monkey DAO side event until the very end of it. I went to the DAA event, I went to... what else did I go to? I don't even remember. Every day I found something to do, even without having signed up beforehand. And this time I am signed up beforehand for a bunch of stuff. Because so many teams are doing stuff. Elusive is doing stuff, Cheeto is doing stuff, they all have like hangouts and stuff. So like I can't be everywhere, but I have it all in my calendar and I will see spontaneously which is the right thing to go to. That's my strategy. Do you have any other Breakpoint tips? Oh, pack light. I'll have a suitcase that will be half empty. Because there will be shit tons of merch that you get there. I don't know how I did it last year. Did I have 2 suitcases? No, I had 1 suitcase. So apparently it worked out with 1 suitcase, yeah. Yeah, but anyway, you'll get a bunch of merch there. Breakpoint stuff, and then from the teams, they'll just hand out. Like, my favorite things are like pink socks. What are those? Neon socks. You just get all sorts of free merch. And you need to have the space in your suitcase to actually bring it back home. So yeah, backlight, that's definitely a good one. And essentially, you'll get everything there anyway, right? You need a hoodie, you'll get a hoodie. Right? It's like, although I would recommend that you bring at least 1 hoodie and 1 pair of pants. Pants are not usually what you get for free. Like, there are no Solana pants that I know of. That's unfortunate. I could try to give you some other advice, like sleep well the days before, but I'm not gonna stick to that myself either. I literally have a flight at like 7 in the morning, so I'll need to get up at like 4 or like 3:30, which is usually when I go to sleep. Fuck. So that's gonna be interesting. Yeah, but Breakpoint's gonna be a blast. That's the event for us as Solana people. Solana people, is that what we are? Do I identify as a Solana person? So I mean, yeah, that's the event for me to attend this year. The most important event. So it's gonna be cool and it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be great no matter what. Any more tips? Charge your phone. Here's another one. Set up a wallet. Definitely get yourself a wallet on your mobile phone if you don't have one yet. And for me, I'm gonna set up like several, obviously. One for receiving stuff that does not hold any funds, and one for having some funds on my mobile wallet. Usually I don't have funds on my mobile wallet. Like all of my Saga wallets pretty much look like this. They have a bunch of CNFTs in there because I'm subscribed to Drip, or like Ecosystem Call, Popes, right? That sort of stuff. But no Sol or USDC. And that's something I still gotta do. Set up a wallet where I put, I don't know, a few hundred USDC on there and some Sol, just so I can go buy stuff if I want to. And I have that all on my Saga. And I don't need to bother with like ledgers and stuff. So that's still a to-do of mine. Okay, good to know. Thanks for reminding me, Andy. Definitely have a mobile wallet. What else do you need? Maybe you want to make a list of people you want to talk to. Because most of the people of the Solana ecosystem are going to be there. Not everyone, right, Nick and James? But most of them. And just remember, they are normal people. Me, I'm a normal person. You can just come up to me and talk to me. That's fine. Even if I'm like busy somewhere, I might tell you, sorry, I'm busy right now, I'm da-da-da-da. I need to practice that, or I need to talk with that person or whatever. But in general, I always love if people come up to me and they know me and I don't know them. That's the best kind of feeling. I'm like, yeah, my YouTube videos, people actually watch them. I'm famous. I love that. So just come up to me and we can have a chat. As long as my throat is okay with that. I might be like, I'm sorry, I can't talk anymore today. But we'll see. You won't know until you try. And I'll be around. I'll probably be there early in the morning and I'll probably leave when they're closing. So I'm gonna be most of the time at the Breakpoint location. So yeah, just come find me. And if you don't know where to find me, oh, it got bright. If you don't know where to find me, that's my Telegram. There, hold it straight for you. Text me and ask me where I am. Might take a while for me to reply, but I probably will. I might probably just send you a screenshot. I might probably just send you a selfie of me standing somewhere. It's gonna be so great, like so many people to get to know there in Amsterdam. So many people I already know that I'll get to meet again in real life. Cause yeah, for most people it's been a year that I haven't seen them. Cause most of the US people just come to Europe once a year for Breakpoint. Gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you're also looking forward to Breakpoint 2023. I hope that this video could start your excitement a bit and give you some hopefully helpful insights on things you want to do before you go to Breakpoint. To recap, set up a wallet, set priorities, prepare QR codes for connecting, pack light, and get freaking healthy. Don't get sick. And then we shall meet at Breakpoint. I'll see you there. It's gonna be good. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.